Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Young.
And it's for in the building. We are back live, our usual time slot and stream. What's up?
Yeah, it's not just us who are back. Also, somebody else just came back. I see people in chat already very excited for a certain mommy to be back.
And I was just saying with you, before we went live, like just in time for custody of Dominic match. 20 years later. So
I know.
Fun.
SummerSlam, right? Let's go. SummerSlam is shaping up to be an incredible event. But before we get to anything, we want to, as always, say thank you so much for joining us here on the podcast. Want to say hello to Div Royalty, our OG. Alfred is here. Edison, what's up? It's good to see you. Irvin, also. Foddermucker, Jason, let's go.
Yeah, man, I'm so happy for you guys. And shout out to some of you guys that we've actually interviewed at Grapplemax as well. Shout out to Div, shout out to DJ Jeff, the people that came on the show. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. It was a bit of a fun format that we're trying to make it a more regular thing, right, Mr. Young?
Absolutely. It's nothing more awesome than capturing the vibe of an event right after event. You know, like after a few days, you start thinking too much, you start overanalyzing. No, we want that raw emotion, much like we, perhaps some of us have just watched Raw and are reacting to those things.
Yeah, and if you follow us on our Patreon, I've actually just put out the first part 1 of our SW20 Singapore Wrestler 20 rankings. We did a review and star match rating for night 1, and it's all featured your write-up, Mr. Young. Huh?
Oh, I know, right? I'm like doing something I haven't done in a long time. Okay, just to rewind the clock a bit. I don't know if you guys knew this, right? But way back when, almost 10, 15 years ago, back in my 987 days, right? We were forced. I mean, we really wanted to... No, okay.
Let it all out, bro.
To be fair, right? Back then, they already wanted us to go try blogging. Well, I know, blogging. You're like, what? Wow, blogging. Some of the Gen Alphas are going, what the heck is blogging? Anyway, they made the DJs do blogging, right? So obviously, as a wrestling fan, what did I do? I blog about wrestling lah. It makes sense, right?
Yeah, of course.
And
did you do a review?
I used to do reviews of pay-per-views. It's probably somewhere on the internet archive somewhere, but Moblog was a thing they were trying to promote. I would, because look, all the other DJs, they're lazy. They don't want to write shit. They're like, I don't want to do it. It's stupid. It will never take off. Lol. But I actually wrote a lot of wrestling reviews.
Bro, I realized one thing, bro. Even from years ago, even until now, you're always the hardest worker in the room. I realize.
I try to be. You know what it is, right? I like to do things, but I also like to do things right in terms of presentation and the production. And that's why, to me, right now, and I know we're going to segue into the wrestling, right? To me, WWE is hitting it completely out of the park. Right now, to me, AEW just doesn't even compare. Even NXT, you can tell, is the developmental because the main WWE product is so good. This is kind of crazy, right? I'm jumping the gun a bit, but, Money in the Bank, I didn't watch it live because I had to bring my dad to the hospital, all that kind of thing, right? Yep. I watched Money in the Bank on my big screen TV outside at the couch all the way, and then I watched the post-show as well all the way. It was a whole 5 hours.
Wow. They have got you hooked, huh? The content and everything.
But because I don't know did you watch the post-show, by the way?
Yeah, I did. I sat through the press conference and everything.
Bro, maybe they were inspired or copied AEW's post-event scrum thing, right? But they've made it into something that actually serves the product. You know that moment when Drew comes out freaking like pissed off and Wade Barrett has to... I'm like, oh my God. And they made it a whole production as well.
Yeah.
You actually have a reason to watch these stupid press scrums now.
One thing I think is so underrated is they are actually giving the commentators personality and also a background affiliation.
Yes.
Like for example, Corey Graves, defend Seth Rollins. Huh?
Yeah.
Wade Barrett, all the UK League of Nations vibes, all defend Drew McIntyre. So I love that. Like now they're bringing back these personalities from the commentators.
It's a very sports thing if you think about it as well. I'm not sure if they do it in EPL, but I know in the NBA they have talk shows like that where Charles Barkley and Shaq, they used to be competitors. Phoenix Suns versus the Orlando Magic, right?
Yeah.
And they will chocho each other. So it's in that same vein as well. I love it. I love everything about the WWE production right now. Production.
Yeah. And we have seen actual changes, right? I think Triple H always keep mentioning this guy's name, Lee Fitting.
Yes.
He's basically took over Kevin Dunn, and like he brought this level, because I think previously his job was he's an NFL live sports producer, right?
It shows, bro. It shows. Yeah.
It does show, and it's crazy. And I think one other thing, maybe from this weekend of wrestling, it's not just Money in the Bank. And I was texting you yesterday. I said like, hey, bro, I think Heatwave was actually better, bro, in my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion. So it's almost as if like we can talk about which product is better, but not in a way where it disparages the other product.
Yeah.
I just feel like, it's a preference thing, right?
Yeah, it's different. So if you want that sort of younger talent doing crazy shit, you know, you got your NXT. Don't need to go and watch the other show already. They've completely covered the entire spectrum of pro wrestling.
Yeah. It's true. It's so interesting. Oh, I was just looking at our chat and like, I used to write WWE reviews for Stadium Astro.
Oh,
bro.
cool, Jason. Let's go. It's still somewhere on the internet.
Yeah. Shout out to you, man. So I get it. Like I think our fandom, right? It has been rewarded, I think, in recent years, or especially since this Triple H era, because God knows we've stayed in the muck. We've threaded through all the shit, man.
Bro, we've languished for many years, you know, and once again, the man who, I won't even call him a man, the fellow who shall not be named, you know, he's really brought the reputation of wrestling fans down into the muck. But now it is cool to be a wrestling fan. Let's celebrate. We should all be celebrating.
Yeah, it is. It is a great time, and I think when things are on the mainstream, when Mothership also reports on John Cena retiring. You know what I mean?
True.
Also. So I think it's so great, lah. Yeah.
Jason says, I like how the podcast boys totally ignoring Forbidden Door. Okay, I did watch Forbidden Door.
Wow.
I will say this. I will say that MJF and Chero, they kicked off the show and they did a half decent match. They did what they needed to do, but at the end of the day, they did not serve AEW. It was just a match for no reason. It was, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, clearly you watch or listen to Cornette's analysis of that match.
God. Look, here's the thing too. I watched the main event as well. I'm like, can you imagine if these two fellas were in WWE? Like, that's all I can think. It's like, they had a great match, right? Let's not take it away from them. They are fantastic performers. But everything else surrounding, like, there are some gems to be found in this pile of shit, basically, is what AEW is right now.
It's interesting because like we did make a conscious decision not to review Forbidden Door. I think it's also because we wanted to like really highlight, and we had so much content from our Grapplemax 2-night weekend. But also when we were previewing the show, we literally didn't feel any inclination to watch because like nothing felt. It's not as if the wrestlers are not good, right? We all know the talent of the wrestlers, but nothing felt exciting or like there was no hot storyline happening. They dropped the ball with Adam Cole. MJF is back, and I feel in my heart, I'm not even basing it on anyone else's opinion. I feel like they've mishandled MJF's return. My opinion.
He's felt like okay, so they've done the whole thing where he's now like showing quote unquote his true colors or going back to what he was. He's going to be challenging Will Ospreay, that kind of thing. I get it, but also at the same time, it's like, can they sustain this? You know, that's always the question with AEW in terms of their booking, right? And it's very hard to ignore that everything else is just shit lah.
And also, okay, I know, they're having the whole so-called Owen Hart Cup tournament, and right now the finals is, Hangman Page, who just returned, Bryan Danielson, and the winner goes to fight Swerve, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing, right? Danielson versus Swerve, while it's an interesting match, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it will headline Wembley Stadium. You got what I mean?
No.
And do you really want Swerve and Hangman part 4?
No, absolutely not. See, that's the booking. It's very obvious they don't really care about Swerve. Like, you know what I mean? Despite all that he's brought in, despite the buzz that he had that was not properly capitalized on, nothing about that show is must watch.
Yeah. And did you hear this story about like Will Ospreay saying like, oh, he wanted everyone to take Swerve seriously, that's why he was willing to lose the match?
Yeah, you know what? Kudos to him for that. But why does he have to be the guy to like make an example? Shouldn't Tony Khan be the guy? All right, you're our champion. We book you strong. You know what I mean? It's so bad that your talent have to step up. And we always said this: AEW is the place. If you are great talent and you can sell yourself, you will do well. But if you need booking, good luck. You die. You are gonna just get lost in the shuffle.
Okay, which leads me to my next talking point, right? Like, okay, we talk about how I feel, in my opinion, I don't know whether anyone has made this comparison. I feel like Swerve is in the same boat as Damian Priest. Okay? What I mean by that is Swerve has just reached the main event status, but he really hasn't truly cemented and established. He needs that epic, main event run to be taken seriously so that he doesn't become a one-hit wonder like a Kofi Kingston, right?
Yeah.
Damian Priest is in the same scenario. Like, he is like a long-time guy. Everyone respects him. He finally has this main event run. And he's really trying to establish himself as a top guy. But here's the difference, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there is a plan to kind of keep Damian Priest strong. And we've seen in the result and how he has survived all these title challenges. Yeah. His entire MO is like, doubt me that I'm going to lose this. You know what? I'm still surviving. I'm still here with the title.
Yeah.
With Swerve, it's really almost as if the company is actively trying to bring him down, not the other way around. The company is not trying to make him presented as a top guy. It's always like the company is the one that's doubting him.
Because the company, and when we talk about company, who exactly are we talking about? The EVPs are putting themselves in the forefront. That is their main story. Like, you know what I mean? The title is not the main storyline. The main storyline is the Elite, and it's a joke of a storyline. Look, I get a kick. I legit love the meme of Okada pressing I pressed the wrong button.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, bitch. Like, I actually legitimately love that. But you know who else used to do comedy shit like that? Funaki. Okada, the legend of New Japan, is now a Funaki role. Think about that for a second. And let that sink in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you talk about structure. The point I wanted to bring up next was that Ethan Page, right? Even before whatever happened on Heatwave, he talked about, I think on a podcast, saying that, hey, like, it's a completely different beast. In AEW, it's like there's chaos, it's disorganized, blah, blah, blah. And here there's like structure, it's a well-oiled machine. I don't feel like I have to do everything myself. And, I'm going to come up with a more measured take in his response, right?
Sure.
I feel like that really shows the difference between AEW and WWE. I think AEW, you thrive if you know your character well, are able to cut promos, you have creative freedom, you know how to present yourself. Right?
And you know how to politic. Let's be real.
Yes, let's be real, right? Because it is a Shark Tank, right?
Yeah.
In WWE, I feel it has switched roles. WWE is the team.
Yes.
Family, the team effort vibes that we used to get from early AEW.
Yeah.
Now it's back with NXT, WWE, TKO.
To be fair, there will always be outliers, people who don't fit with the team, people for whatever reason just not a good fit, and then when they leave, they'll boo, say, oh, blah, blah, blah. There will always be that. Let's be clear, it's not always roses within every team. Even you try so hard to fit the team, you will get left out. It's the nature of the beast.
Yeah, okay. I also would liken this to say, how last time people always complain that, maybe WWE is like too much structure, no freedom, no creative freedom. That's why people like John Moxley want to go AEW, right?
Yeah.
And then they always now they copy and say, oh, now you got freedom you don't like, now you want structure. Like, why? You know what I mean?
No, I think John Moxley is very happy that he doesn't have any structure.
Correct. But I feel like, I can relate to Ethan Page by saying that, like, I like, of course, freedom and all that kind of stuff, but I feel I cannot have too much freedom. I'll be very undisciplined. I don't have structure, So I feel like some people who know their own worst enemies, they need to accept that they need that structure, even though they don't like it.
Bro, the bottom line is leadership. One company has leadership that people respect and trust. The other company it's the Wild West. Anything goes. Everyone can do whatever they want. There's a meme going out there, like, you know, apparently it came out that Sasha Banks, Mercedes Monet, got creative control. So the first thing she did, she booked herself against huge champions and win their championship and all that kind of stuff.
Oh dear God, yeah. I mean, I think Mercedes Moné and The Rock are going through this villain era. Like everyone's hating her.
No, it's like they come in thinking they are going to be the savior. Yeah, and then it turns out they're actually absolute villains, and the crowd turns on them.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I mean, okay, Britt Baker did make her comeback. Irvin brings this up. And Monet versus Baker, yes, that's going to be a very interesting... And it's interesting now, right? Because Britt Baker obviously comes back to huge babyface, vibes. Like, she's AEW OG. She's here to defend AEW, blah, blah, blah. So that is an interesting feud.
One word on Britt Baker though, bro.
What?
Abs.
Ooh,
abs.
rip. Oh,
abs.
Wow. Look... I think Jim Cornette made the joke. She went to the gym for Adam Cole.
Somebody said another comment like Adam Cole is living every nerd dream life. Like you are a nerd, you are a gamer, you get to wrestle, and then you have a hot girlfriend. Like he's literally living the gamer life.
Yeah, he is. Apparently, Stephanie Vaquer also. I watched that match, right? Stephanie Vaquer was. She got cheered. It's damn funny because coming into the match, they obviously started out Stephanie as the heel. She was doing heel stuff, right?
Yep.
But you can tell, like, midway through the match, the crowd just turned on Mercedes. Like, we just don't like you anymore.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Okay, the things that I actually like about Forbidden Door, right? I honestly love Takeshita's performance in the TNT ladder match. I felt, and I think everyone with a decent brain would actually prefer if it's Takeshita getting that rub.
Bro, the crowd was chanting for Takeshita, okay?
Yeah. They were hot for him, and like I understand why Jungle Boy is the one that is the winner. Fine.
Yeah,
it makes sense. He's the top storyline. But I'm not against Jungle Boy because actually I saw his promo after the show. I think he did like a social media promo. And he is growing into that role. But my problem is he's not being allowed to stand up for himself or be his own man because there's this whole faction mentality, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not even going to talk about Young Bucks' match. It's just pure trash.
Okada and Tanahashi, the two, pillars of New Japan, way past their prime. It was sad, bro. It was sad. And then you had Tony Storm, who is one of the breakout stars of AEW, now involved in a HLA angle, essentially. And it's not even like... I'm like, that whole... Okay, and I'm sorry, but I know we have in the chat a few fans of Mina Shirakawa, right? What is it about a lot of these Japanese wrestlers? Their acting is horrible, huh? Like what? They overact. None of it feels natural. Not to say I'm an Oscar winner or anything like that. And I will level the same criticism of, oh my God, NXT.
Okay.
Did you watch NXT? The NXT before Heatwave?
A bit of it, not the full episode.
Go and watch the promo between Lola Vice and
Roxanne Perez.
It was the worst promo. It took so long. The promo could have been 1 minute. It felt like 5 hours. It was horrible. My God.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get to that later when we talk about that.
But you know what? When I think of Mina, I only think of a few things, right? I think of this.
Yes.
And I think of, hi, I'm Mina Shirakawa, and everyone, I'm sexy. I love Mina. That kind of shit. Like that's the only thing I think of, and it's not as if I think she's a badass wrestler or what.
No,
she's just a goofy character,
It's just like, just if you want this, just do porn. Tony Khan, just invest in a porn company. If that's what you want. What?
Okay.
Who is this?
Bro, can you imagine
oh God.
Can you imagine he invests in Pornhub, right? And then he's like, we are doing the best ratings, it's all great, we do the best videos. I don't know, man.
At this point, it's like, who does this serve? Who is this attracting? If I want to watch porn, which I don't, wife's outside, I will go and find, you know what I mean?
To be honest, if there ever a day that Tony Khan like funds an OnlyFans or like a porn channel or what, and if I for some reason watch it, that would be my saddest wank lah. That will be my not my proudest wank lah. I don't want to wank. I don't want to wank anything to do with Tony Khan's creation. You know what I mean?
You know why it would be sad? Because knowing Tony Khan, he'll want to be involved somehow.
He'll be like, no, after the sex scene end, right, then he pan to his face. Okay, thanks guys.
And at some point, right, he will fear for his life as well. When one of the performers get angry at him, I was so fearful for my life.
He's clearly a submissive. He's not gonna be the dog.
Oh God.
Anyway,
yeah, this whole angle is a complete waste of good talent. Is what it is. It is.
Wait. Can I address what Alfred and Div say, right? My favorite meme of the past week is Jacob Fatu walking back to Solo's theme song and he does the take it off. Bro, like he just did a pure Scott Hall, man, loving it.
So many memes. There's the Rock one as well. The one where he's like wearing his glasses, then he's like corporate Rock. Oh my, okay. So I know we're jumping about. Okay, let's put a bow on Forbidden Door. I know we weren't supposed to review.
I got a time code this shit, bro. So we gotta stay on track.
Yeah. What are we talking about? We're talking about Forbidden Door. Main event, awesome, great wrestlers, shit company. There you go. Let's move on.
Okay, dear God, yeah. I would rate it the worst Forbidden Door out of all the Forbidden Doors they've done. Not because they weren't good matches. You know what? I would even say I actually enjoyed Zack Sabre Jr. versus Orange Cassidy.
Oh, I skipped that. I skipped that.
Yeah. I watched it and I saw the ending because I think he tied him up to the point that he had to tap out. It's like a very cool ending. Like you know, like that octopus thing where he got stuck. So that was cool. But anyway, the point is the worst Forbidden Door not because of the lack of like stars. There are stars from Japan and Mexico and all that kind of stuff, but it's more of there was a lack of heat.
100%. Like nothing in Forbidden Door directly impacts, well, except maybe one or two. But you know what I mean? It didn't serve AEW's business. Let's put it that way. It doesn't move their storylines along. There was just a bunch of quote unquote dream matches, and you can only do these dream matches so many times.
My favorite part was just Britt Baker returning because, like, I like Britt Baker, but that's it.
Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't the very awkward three-way kiss?
Nah, that one I no need to pay $29.90 lah to see that kind of content. Come on.
Well, there you go. From that, we go to something that's truly delicious and yummy. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors. First of all, let's talk about Lemaq. Let's go.
Yeah, bringing it back. So guys, if you are hungry like us and it's lunchtime and you happen to be in Bugis area, bro, this is the place to be, man. Get your dose of like Indonesian, Malay cuisines. Look at that, bro. You will love it.
It's making me rumble. It's giving me a royal rumble in my tummy. That's what's going on. Lemaq, you can also catch them on, I believe, like certain platforms like Shopee and whatnot. If you want to do like the big deliveries.
Shopee and TikTok. Oh, yeah. I just got a message from the big boss himself, from Lemaq, right? He said, at the Bugis store, they're having a weekly promotion right now. If you follow them on their Instagram, they give you a free frap. A free frap. A frap.
A frap. Okay, there you go. Lemaq. If you're listening on Spotify, that's lemaq.lemaq on Instagram. Drop them a follow like we have already. You can check out their Instagram account, check out all their foods, where they are, addresses. All the information is there.
So they're also right now promoting the cheese coin as well. So again, cheese coin. Yeah, cheese coin. It's like a cheese coin prata style. Ooh. You know, like a prata kind of vibe. You guys follow them right now and then DM them, say that you came from Kick to the Gut, and then you can go claim your free frap, a frap, right?
Let them know. I'm just checking out their Insta stories right now. Sambal, hitam. Woo! Let's go.
I don't know, man. I'm hungry, man. You know, sometimes I don't understand why we never eat before the podcast, because once we talk about Lemaq, I'm starting to get hungry. Please welcome them back. They are going to be our main sponsors for the rest of the season. So, guys, definitely, bro, Young, you and me, we go hang out one of these days. We go meet, have kopi at Lemaq. Let's do it, bro.
Heck yeah, let's do it, my friend. Let's do it.
All right.
Also, we want to say a big shout out to our brand new sponsor. And next week, in fact, they are going to be having a huge event. We are going to be there, and I can't wait. My bro, are you ready for Clash at the Club 2?
Yeah, bro. So we are going to the club finally, bro. Are we clubbing together?
Siam Tiu for life,
Oh, I'm going to reserve it, so maybe I can relive my NS days.
Right. A big shout out to SBW for jumping into the podcast and sponsoring as well. Of course, their next big event, actually, they have two big events coming up very soon. August 16, Hardcore Island 2, right? And we'll talk about that as we get closer to the date. But coming up very soon, in fact, on the 19th of July, Clash at the Club 2. I mean, the first time they did it, it was so successful, they had to do it again.
Yeah, man, they had good reviews and they had good. I think people were very intrigued by the whole club setting, and I think our man Statement himself was saying that any of you Kick to the Gut followers and listeners who are interested in checking this out, he's giving away 2 free tickets.
Two tickets to Clash at the Club.
Now.
All right, right now. We're doing it right now. Okay, let's do it right now. Okay, what you need to do is slide into our DMs, okay? Do the DM slide. Go to our Kick to the Gut on Instagram right now and let us know that you want a pair of tickets to Clash at the Club 2, courtesy of SPW, right? Like, you slide into our DMs. You can say whatever you want. Bro, give me the tickets. Say, I love you guys. Whatever you want to say it, and we will hook you up with a pair of tickets to Clash at the Club 2.
Bro, I think it goes without saying. I think you need to be old enough to legally enter a club to qualify.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's just put it out there. I don't want any primary school kids, who listen to the podcast to be like, "Hey, Mr. Young, Uncle Foreign, can I watch?" No.
Let me give you a little bit of a preview because I got some footage from the previous Clash at the Club right here. Okay, check out the action and listen to some. Oh, that Dharma, man.
Damn.
The meat.
Bro, this one looks like a typical bar fight in the club, bro. This one I see every time, every weekend.
Oh!
There you go. Nice.
Was that a suck his dick chant?
I'm not sure. Was that referee Ryan? I want to see the part where referee Ryan gets. I want to see that. Oh, looks good. Look at that exciting action, bro. Damn. And
I heard that this is awesome chant. Sorry, go ahead.
Bro, you can watch all this while enjoying your beer and your alcohol, bro.
Yeah, look at those beer towers. Look at everybody having fun right there. Boom.
Yes.
A little bit of a rear end, an ass shot.
Yeah, man. So I believe the match card.
Wait, hold on. Did Bryson cut his hair?
Yeah lah, bro. He also same lah, bro. NS.
Wait. He just called somebody an inbred bastard. Whoa.
Wow. Poor Angmo fella. Oh, there you go, Aiden Rex.
Hey,
of course.
You can still show off your technical skills on the mat with no so there are no ropes, as you can see. But if anything, that makes them a lot more creative in terms of how they structure the matches, right? Yeah.
What I love about our local promotions recently, they have been exploring a lot of different venues, playing around with the venue, and how that environment affects their matches. Oh, dude!
Aiden Rex just kicked him square in the rectum. Holy shit! Look at Aiden Rex, man.
Did he just do a worm into a moonsault? I mean, man,
it wasn't a worm lah. He did a reversal. There you go.
He did a ricochet RKO reversal, bro. Yeah. Oh, there you go. So you definitely can see our dear Statement laying down
the smack.
CBK.
Yeah. Oh, hey, protect the beer, sir. Protect the beer at all costs. There shall be no spilled beer.
Yeah. I believe, right? Some of the matches, some of the bumps that they take. It's not good.
Wait, hold on.
Where you go?
He got a crowd member to do a chop, lah, bro. Did you see that?
Hey, bro. So for the amount of money you pay, you can chop a guy. I'm down, man.
Maybe.
Okay. There you go.
We need to go early, bro. We need to go early so we can get like a front row situation so I can chop somebody.
There you go. All right,
I can do one of those chops that I hate. The machine gun chop, the Moxley chop.
Oh no, the Kingston chop, bro. That's what
the Kingston chop. Yeah. Oh, this one real chops.
Okay, so as you can see, the action is fast and furious. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a crazy club atmosphere and vibe. It's happening next week, right? I believe. Is it 19?
Yes, next Friday, 19th of July. So if you want to get your tickets are still available. But like I said, first person to jump into our DMs, Kick to the Gut on Instagram to request for a pair of tickets will get a pair of tickets for free. Okay?
Yeah, man. So of course, stay tuned as well. Next episode, we will do some previews and possibly get a SPW wrestler on the show as well to promote the show.
Hang on,
So
look
stay tuned for that.
at Statement doing push-ups on the cheeseburger CBK.
Later my reservice I also need to do IPPT, like now train already. Tough.
Bro, he's look at that standing moonsault. Hey, Siala, this is a proper tag match,
Yeah,
He actually had.
Do we just start doing a watch along of
Yes, we did.
of Clash at the Club? Yeah.
No, he literally just tagged Big Good Jack.
There you go. Holy crap, bro.
Big Good Jack. What did Alexis just throw? Was that one of those like serviette holders?
I think so, bro.
Wow.
I suddenly want to see Big Good Jack versus Jacob Fatu, bro.
What the?
Like, he's giving me those vibes, you know what I mean?
Right.
There you go. Oh, looks fun. So, Dad, this is what you missed if you didn't watch Clash at the Club the first time around.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't miss out on the second time, bro.
Absolutely. It's going to be super fun. Once again, Clash at the Club, courtesy of SPW. Big shout out to SPW for sponsoring the podcast as well.
Bro, Div Royalty just said, excuse me, is Eman old enough to be in the club? Come on, Div. Don't be like that.
We give him special pass. Okay, come. Next week, we will get someone from SPW to run down the card with us, preview what we can expect, that kind of thing. So it's going to be fun. And yes, Div, you're right. It's going to be super exciting. We are going to be there. We would love to see you there as well. Go get your tickets. If anything, you just go to SPW's Instagram account and ask them how to get tickets.
Yeah, but if you can't get the tickets from us, so fastest fingers first. Let us know on the DMs right now, okay? You guys are interested.
In the meantime, let's jump to the business of today, the order of what we have to talk about. Okay. Let's go in order. So the first thing that came out was the WrestleMania 40 documentary. Just quick reactions to it. What did you think about it?
I love all the Rock memes that have come out since the show, where suddenly all these memes is like, oh yeah, I was the one that told Hulk Hogan to turn heel. Yeah. Oh yeah, I told Austin to say 360.
Does Rock come off a bit of a glory hog in it? Like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It feels like a very humble brag. Like,
yeah.
The whole episode felt like a humble brag. I loved it. I loved the behind the scenes stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it felt like a Rock humble brag the whole way through.
I have heard rumors, and again, these are all internet speculation. So, don't quote me on this. That remember they were supposed to release the documentary like right after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But it got delayed 3 months. And in that period, 7 Bucks Production became a producer on the show. I'm just saying, I'm not assuming anything or jumping to conclusions, but
okay, just watch it as it is. For me, maybe because I read too much into it, but it really did feel like a Rock fluff piece.
Yes. It was.
Everyone else felt like kind of secondary almost. I was like,
It's like, okay, like who killed WCW, right? I knew it was like, they angkat Eric a bit, right?
Yeah.
Because like Eric was, a big part of the story. He probably brought in a lot of people he knew. And even though, yes, they did, in the end, did say like, okay, these are who we consider the suspects for who killed WCW. Yeah. But they kind of still trying to protect their reputation somehow, right?
Correct.
I feel the only way this could have been really objective if The Rock wasn't involved at all in the creative of this production.
You're talking about which one?
I'm talking about the WrestleMania documentary. If The Rock was just there as a talking head, but he had no... like how in Dark Side of the Ring, that one guy can say his point of view, but then they also will have another guy who opposes that point of view.
Yeah.
They should have had that.
Yeah.
Because I never hear anyone from the show, and I know maybe Cody Rhodes is too nice and too politically correct to not do it. Yeah. I wish somebody on Cody's side, maybe imagine they interviewed Dave LaGreca, for example, from Busted Open.
Yeah.
And he can be really honest and say, we were pissed off because The Rock was taking this spot unnecessarily.
Yep. But okay, at the end of the day, it is we forget, right? It is a WWE production, and The Rock, even though he's his own thing, he's on the board of directors. Sometimes we forget that. So technically, it is a piece to fluff the WWE. I don't know. It just felt like, to me, it didn't feel genuine. I hate saying it, but it didn't feel genuine, that piece. Usually their documentaries are very genuine. This one felt a bit like angkat The Rock's bola.
Yeah. And I think that has been a bit of his reputation recently, right? In Hollywood, like people
Yeah.
don't really like how he do business. Black Adam, and also I think that recent Christmas movie also has been an issue.
Yeah.
Uh, I do not know because it's like the whole Chris Jericho situation, right? Like these are your heroes growing up, and you don't
Yeah.
really want to hear bad things about them.
Mm-hmm.
How ironic is that Shawn Michaels is now like this beloved babyface
Yeah.
abang uncle,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then The
When,
Rock is the opposite.
yeah, when back then he was the guy everybody hated because he was such a tool bag, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's weird lah. It's weird. Maybe one day we will have a Dark Side of the Ring, The Rock episode. You know?
Did you learn anything from that documentary that you didn't know before?
Not really. Like, did you? Because I love the insight from like a Triple H, Cody, that in terms of like their thought process, but I didn't honestly learn anything new. It was just a fun watch.
I think it confirmed a lot of the things that we already kind of knew. Like for
Yeah.
example, the plan was always Punk and Seth.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. They are probably target, and they put it on YouTube, so they are obviously casting a very wide net. It's not a network exclusive. It's not Peacock exclusive, right?
Yeah, it's
so
a
they're
YouTube,
trying to catch as many people as possible. People who are not like us. We forget, guys, people in chat, we forget that we are the diehards. We are the ones who will go and find the, newsletters and find all the gossip and shit like that. Most people don't. They don't know all these things.
I agree. But I do feel like the most interesting thing about this was like the fact that Triple H said that despite all these rumblings going on, like they were testing the water with Roman and The Rock, he still let Cody win the Rumble just to see what the reaction was.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I think Triple H believes in Cody. And kudos for him standing behind Cody in that way lah. Like, it sucked. Like when The Rock comes in, I think Triple H was like, I also pop in, right? As much as I want Cody to have this moment, it was truly one of those magical moments where the crowd said, no, we don't want you, go away, let Cody have his moment.
I feel it as well. So I feel like The Rock really, in his own mind, his intention was like, I'm this big star. It makes sense for me to have this marquee match. We've been telling this story.
Yeah.
And even though he knows that Cody's thing has been cooking for the last year, he thought that I can still have my story. Cody can do it in parallel. He doesn't need to do this exactly this way, right? But when he realized that, okay, no, they are rejecting his character completely, I feel like everyone say it's the same thing. It's literally up to The Rock. The Rock can decide, do we power through this or do we pivot, right? And when he said, I can't help it if like even a smidgen of the audience didn't like me or like, can't accept. That to me just went to the root of the matter. The Rock can't accept if people don't like him. Yeah. So even in turning heel, it's actually to be liked back. Yeah.
He wants to be loved. And in a lot of ways, I think that's what it is. This documentary was to turn him face. It's and I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, right? Suddenly this whole bloodline thing is happening right now. Sekali he comes back with Roman Reigns.
Oh fuck lah, that one he already dilulu already. Okay guys, everyone in the chat, do you all agree with me? The only way this can level up the next level is Solo reveals that all along the one pulling the strings for this new bloodline has been The Rock.
Yeah, no, it has to be logically, right? So we get to Rock versus Roman, Rock versus Cody, those are the marquee matches. But after watching that documentary, I'm a bit worried, not gonna lie. There is that air of, I want to be your hero.
No, The Rock, just lean into the heel. You know what?
Hey.
I think he should just stay being a heel because it's really a refresh of his character.
I know that a lot of people, because from a visual standpoint and from his heel work, Cody... a lot of people are paralleling with Homelander from The Boys.
Oh, yes.
The real life Homelander is The Rock, if you think about it.
He is. He is. And it's so appropriate that The Boys was actually a sponsor for Money in the Bank.
Yes, it was.
Fucking hilarious. Okay, I think The Rock, I get it. Because The Rock did change the business. When he came in, he was like, it's so ironic, right? During his period and run on top, right? Nobody heard him complaining. He was the best company man. I heard he was like, he's like super humble backstage. He learned, blah blah blah. And I felt like that actually was one of the reasons why we liked The Rock, because The Rock was not about politics. He was just this cool guy.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But I feel it's almost as if he's that kid who the whole time when he was kinda bullied and he always showed up people, right? And then now he's like finally getting his flowers and he's like, yeah, I was this good all along. Fuck you all, and now I'm just gonna be me, you know.
Maybe Hollywood changed him. I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, right? Like, we are not haters of The Rock. We love The Rock. We love what he does. We understand what he brings in terms of his Hollywood celebrity status. And maybe he did truly think that lending his Hollywood status to the main event of WrestleMania, because he is also on the board of directors, right? It would take it to the next level, which he did. After a bit of course correction. But, okay, let's move on to Money in the Bank. We have a whole bunch of stuff to cover and not a lot of time to do it. Acknowledge the real tribal chief, says Fias. Oh, we'll get there, bro. We will get there. Let's talk about Money in the Bank itself. And I've been raving about the production. The intro package was like a movie intro, bro. You know, the animation, the heist theme and everything. It was incredible.
Very Ocean's 11. And I like that they move away from the money. Yeah. I think let's just give that a rest for a bit. Yeah, this was cool. What I like as well is like how they had very subtle rebranding of the Money in the Bank. That the yellow and the green. I really like how it popped in this visuals.
Yeah, it went from a 3D logo to like a 2D flat. Like it's quite popular now, like in terms of design. So
I see. And also another thing I realized is that it's almost as if WWE is so smart right now. They are playing the crowds against each other. They are playing international audiences against each other, right? Do you hear what the pre-show preamble was all about?
What was it about?
Like Triple H in the kickoff, he was saying like, hey, you know, Canada, you've seen how France perform, you've seen how Scotland perform. Can you do better?
You know, when they do what was that, the noise meter? What was it called already?
Yeah,
the decibel level, the decibel meter. Like, that's obviously to try to, choke crowds to beat other crowds, right? Like, it's these small things that they've added to the arsenal that, like you said, pitting crowds against each other. So, crowds are motivated to make more noise. They are literally training crowds. And this is the thing that they are training crowds to do what they want, which is make noise, sing, blah, blah, blah. Whereas AEW is training us to understand that, we don't actually have to watch the show because nothing important is going to happen or it's going to be crap.
Yeah, it's such a disparity there. And also, I think I really, again, because after what you said, right, I've been paying a lot of attention to their pre-production, pre-show, like, how everything comes together. It does feel like a sports coverage.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You know how sports starts, right? Like, and the intro will be like, 65 miles of the capital city. We are here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The weather is this good, blah, blah, blah. And then they talk about, like, the history of the city, highlighting it. I love all these things because as a viewer, right, if I'm not a wrestling fan, what are most people fans of? Travel, right?
Yeah.
Right? You want to learn about the city and what's so cool about it.
Yeah.
So that's so smart. That's a great way of setting it up.
I mean, also they probably have to because it's part of the package. They sign with the city. I get it, right?
I get it.
Yeah,
it works.
To your point as well, it just works as a complete presentation. So just the production is, to me, it's really next level. AEW can't even compare. They're not even close.
Can I also say, like, I've been paying attention as well, and I really, really like Jackie Redmond. She's such a pro, and I think you as a broadcaster in this is like kind of like your line of work. I think you can also appreciate how good she is, right?
Oh yeah, she's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, she.
that aside,
that helps. Yeah, but no, absolutely, she's an absolute pro. She's along the same vein of like a Renee Young back in the day, Renee Paquette, right? Like sort of that voice of the people asking the right questions at the right time, and she's not a bad actor. Like, when she has to be shocked,
can react.
She can react. Yeah, that's exactly what you need in a presenter like that in that situation. So,
yeah, it's cool because Kayla just left, right?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people this kind of slip under the radar, but the bump, they've actually stopped the bump already. They've really ended the series. Yeah, nobody has realized, but I've paid attention. Like, and I think when Kayla left, they actually quietly ended the bump. And one of the people that they fired is Matt Kemp. I don't know whether you remember Matt Camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the backstage stuff and all that. So I went into the rabbit hole one of these days, right? And I found that he actually has been hired by Busted Open Radio. So he's an analyst for Busted Open.
Yeah.
And he has his own YouTube and podcast channel, YouTube channel. So he actually went on a 10-minute, really not a rant lah, but he actually talked shit about the company and The Rock.
Legit. Oh my god. Okay, I need to go and Google that.
Okay, I gotta send you guys the link. But basically, what he's saying that, you know, all these things that WWE say, like, they are family and all family, and you know, The Rock, when he became the TKO president, he went into the office and told everyone, let's take a group photo and all that.
Yeah.
I was in that photo, and 2 weeks later, I got fired.
Okay lah. No, it sounds like he's a bit like, you know, butthurt, and as well he should be, right? He just got fired from a good gig.
Yeah, I think it's butthurt and one thing, but I think he also realized that for him, right? Okay, at least he said for Kayla and all that, it kind of got left on their own terms. He could say it, but he felt like for him it was like, because he didn't have the clout of like being a personality where there's a fan base and all that kind of stuff. They didn't even bother to say he's been let go. Like they didn't announce that Matt Camp has been released on the website. They literally just let him go like that. And then I think, but then in him leaving, right, he revealed a bit of very interesting insider culture about like how they hire the hosts and commentators and guests. They consider only people with sports and broadcasting background to be their backstage hosts. They will never hire people who were commentators in the indie scene.
Right.
Like freaking Excalibur, they won't do that. They will only specifically want to hire this like proper sports background or like TV or news background because they want that legitimacy.
You know, if I truly see a alternative, like AEW can really fill that void now. Because, okay, you think about it, right? WWE, I keep raving about their production, right? I know, I personally, from a viewer standpoint, I enjoy that kind of stuff. But there is definitely people who don't like people who love Linkin Park. I mean, not Linkin Park. Name me a band that's super popular, but not everybody likes.
Coldplay.
Coldplay, yeah, sure. But I'm sure there's a group of people who think that Coldplay is too commercialized, too sellout, and then they'll listen to some indie band nobody knows. That is where AEW, that's where AEW can sit, right? But not if their storytelling is terrible, lah.
Yeah, I feel like somebody like a Nigel McGuinness is perfect for AEW because of his clout, his insider track. And why Nigel left NXT is probably because of that.
Yeah, it all started with Michael Cole, bro. You know, he's an actual proper reporter, and now...
yeah. He used to be a war correspondent or something like that, right?
You know what? It makes sense, and it also makes them look like a legitimate sports. Like, they are truly moving on to another level, the WWE. For better or for worse.
That's why they phase away those like old school commentators like JR and all this King and all that, because they do want to go into this era. And I don't blame them, but it's so interesting that the prerequisite for them to even join WWE is to have this background. And he literally said, WWE tell these people, you don't need to know anything about wrestling. We can teach you the wrestling stuff. We want you for your background.
I mean, I wish I could say I hate that, but I've seen it a lot before. Like literally in my line of work as well. Like, honestly, like you think, radio DJ must be able to talk. No, bro. I had one boss tell me one time, it not only pissed me off, but opened my eyes. This is very early in my career, right? You know what this one fella said to me?
What?
I tell you, talking can teach. Looks cannot teach. I was like, what the fuck? That opened my eyes. Like, oh, that's what you guys are freaking looking for.
Exactly, bro. And it's we all shit on the Divas era, right? But it's the same mentality, just for a different occupation within WWE. Like last time it was Divas must be hot, must be model, we can teach the wrestling.
Yeah.
But now it's more of like, okay, backstage personality must be hot, must have all this background. We can teach you about how to talk about wrestling. Yeah,
exactly. No, but and you see like what is it, an NIL program as well. Yeah, now you are also like athlete, the next generation of and we will see from NXT, the next generation will not be indie stars. They will be multi-sport athletes. People who have come in from different sports who are incredibly athletic now will be taught how to do wrestling.
Yeah, I don't mind that as long as there's also still a pathway for the pure like wrestler, the Bryan Danielsons to still be, to be popular in WWE or be a success.
Yeah.
But I feel like why Daniel Bryan was successful wasn't because of his indie background. It's because he developed a personality after the fact.
Yes. And like the biggest, clearest example of it is him now. He's doing what he loves, but he has never felt more irrelevant.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And he has faded into the background because the culture there doesn't allow him or doesn't put an emphasis on it's about being larger than life characters. It's about the wrestling. Nothing wrong with that per se.
It's not sustainable, bro. It's not a sustainable business model.
Bro, I'm saying this as the biggest wrestling fan in the world, right? I mean, like, we are all wrestling fans, right? But to me, wrestling is not enough to get people's attention.
No, that's true. No, it's 100% true. Pro wrestling at the end of the day is a show. It's not an exhibition of skill. I give you my analogy of it. It would be like, for example, why was Infinity War and Endgame so good? Yeah, you had amazing special effects, but you also had the characters of all the storylines coming together, right? Imagine if it was just a CGI fest. Wow, the most technical CGI. You can barely tell anything was fake, but then there's no story. It's just a bunch of explosions, bunch of shit happening. It looks cool while you're watching it, but you'll never go out of your way to watch it again.
Agreed. And I think the last example I can give is probably Kurt Angle and versus Chris Benoit, right? That match that they had, I think 2003 Royal Rumble. One of the best, like, if I just want to watch it for wrestling, holy shit, it can blow any Tokyo Dome match out of the window. It's the kind of match that AEW does. But why did I care about it, right? I cared about it because it was freaking Chris Benoit. It was freaking Kurt Angle. And I know their characters, I know their motivations, I know what makes them tick. And then the wrestling blew my mind. You get what I mean? If it was two random jabronis doing the exact same match, right? I could give a fuck.
No, exactly, right? Okay, let's get down to the actual Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Drew McIntyre, Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, Jey Uso, LA Knight, for the men's Money in the Bank. So essentially, Drew McIntyre called his shot. He said, I was going to win it, I'm going to cash it in the exact night. And that's exactly what he did.
He did exactly everything he said. My question to you is, was this a waste of a Money in the Bank cash in?
Okay, we'll get there when we talk about Damian Priest, Seth Rollins. But what did you think of the actual Money in the Bank match itself?
I realized something very interesting about Money in the Bank, right? Like, to me, if you have a lot of established stars in the ladder match, it's a bit of a boring match. Because the established stars will not want to do crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
But then, the ones that will do the crazy shit are the ones that is trying to get to the level of a main event.
See,
so do you realize?
Yes.
Is the Carmelo Hayes and the Andrade doing the crazy shit?
Yeah, no, dude, that you read my mind. I was like, Carmelo Hayes is there to do the flippy shit and just to show out because he not only does he need to make a statement, but and you're right, like Jey Uso, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, they just did the very, I don't want to say normal stuff, but the standard spots, right? But you had Andrade and Carmelo going the extra mile to do the crazy spots.
Yeah, Fias, you hit the nail right in the head. Melo and Andrade stole the show for me, and I agreed. And I think the match layout was set up for them to steal the show because they weren't gonna win.
Yeah, it's twofold, right? Yes, they are quote unquote the younger ones that need to get the shine, but to make the match spicier and crazier with memorable spots, you had to have people who are willing to do it, and those are the ones willing to do it because they need the shine.
Correct, I agree. And also, I personally wasn't that upset that Jey Uso didn't win.
Yeah,
because I come to the conclusion that okay, if you're gonna waste a cash in, right?
Yeah,
it only makes sense if there's so many hot storylines happening that. How the fish are you gonna insert a cash-in storyline in this whole run? You get what I mean?
Yeah, and I think I agree with what Irvin said on the Discord. If you haven't joined us on Discord, we talk about wrestling. Go to the Discord, link in the description. But I agree with what he said. It's actually more relieving to have one less thing just hanging around, one loose end to be tied up. But and to your point, because they have so many hot stories, like literally top to bottom, it's something is going on, and it's not just hot storylines in and of itself. They're all interconnected in some crazy ways. If you think about it,
I agree. So I feel like right now when WWE is so hot, they can afford to so-called waste a cash in because they have enough stories to tell. I feel the Money in the Bank will make more sense to hold on to the title when they really are in need of new stars. They're trying to build stars,
Yeah, and it wasn't a waste because his failed cash-in serves the greater purpose, which is one of the hottest feuds that they have, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. As we will see later, it will also birth several new feuds as well.
Yeah, incredible. And I would agree with a lot of people who said that it wasn't the best Money in the Bank ladder match of the two of the night.
Yeah.
I actually prefer the women's one.
Agree.
But in terms of it serving its purpose,
Yeah.
I thought it did its job. And I love the fact that Triple H took a photo with Drew McIntyre right after knowing what happened next. So
Yes,
that was funny.
So it was a great way to start the night, I felt.
Yeah, I agree. And again, if it was up to you, would you still have made Drew the winner, or would you have preferred it being on someone else?
No, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine with this because, like I said, I forgot about the fact that it was wasted because right now the story that they're telling is so hot right now. It's literally a blood feud. Like,
yeah, it is. It is bad blood, if you know what I mean.
It's bad blood. It's a blood feud, and they haven't technically had a match yet. You know
How crazy. Bro,
but this is CM Punk 101. Right? He did that with MJF. So,
bro, imagine at the end of the year when all is said and done, WWE rivalry of the year is Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. They probably have 2 matches.
Yeah, exactly. Div and Fias both agree that LA Knight right now is a bit cold. I think his moment might be over, but then again, he will always be over. I feel like he's that guy at any time they can reheat him on. They know what they have in him.
I feel like he's a made man already because of his his meteoric rise. And I'm okay with him not winning now because I think his destiny is to take the US title off of Logan Paul, SummerSlam. That's where his storyline is going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker. Okay, a lot of people complaining, Braun Breaker gets served his first loss in... I mean, this is Sami Zayn's sort of MO, right? He's always the underdog. He gets the shit beat out of him, but somehow he pulls it off. That's always his story. That's always his match. And he does it. But here's the thing. He does it so well. Every match that he's been in thus far, I'm like, he for sure lose one lah. Gunther, he cannot beat lah.
Yeah, but he always survives, right?
Yeah, so I like that. And he's kind of like the only guy that has sort of that aura of him right now.
Yeah. He's literally the definition of an underdog. And sometimes you cheer some underdog wrestlers, but they will never win one. Like how many times you want to cheer for Shawn Michaels when he came back? When he did his return, right?
Yeah.
Bro, this fucker the worst person to support because he keep losing all the big matches. But with Sami Zayn, I feel like it become almost his gimmick that he somehow survives all his big matches. Does
this halt the momentum of Braun Breaker? That's what everyone's complaining about.
All right. I am of the opinion that this will actually make him down the road. I feel like people are going to complain regardless, right? If he keeps winning, then people say, this fucker pushed to the moon lah.
Boring,
correct. Don't you think Triple H has been listening and paying attention to how Vince McMahon used to make stars and fuck, I'm just going to push him to the moon. I don't care people reject him or hate him, he's just going to be the top star.
Yep.
He doesn't want to repeat that. I think he wants people to realize that Braun Breaker can be vulnerable, And I think this will actually, if he were to become even more angrier, more delulu, crazier guy, I think that will help. That will help him for sure.
If anything, they can always chalk it up to he's new. He's literally a fresh wrestler, just came up from NXT.
Fias said Raw today kind of made Braun look stronger, and I don't know why, but watching Braun today gave me a little MJF vibe. Can you explain to me what happened on Raw? Because we
haven't watched. But I don't know about MJF. But he is a smasher. MJF is more of a cerebral heel. But we'll get to that if we do circle back to that. But let's talk about the World Heavyweight Championship match. Damian Priest, Seth Rollins. Okay, a lot to talk about on this one.
Yeah, I know.
Let's jump right into the elephant in the room. Look, these two, they are... what you would call good hands. That they can go in and deliver. But, okay, the Damian Priest non-kick out. Let's talk about that. That massive botch. Even Triple H was like, oh shit, at the press conference, he tried to talk around it. But okay, what do you think happened? Okay, I'll tell you what I think happened. I think just watching the thing, I think legitimately Damian Priest got knocked silly. And he legit couldn't kick out because he was even doing the finger thing, like trying to get feeling back in his fingers.
Yeah.
And I think that Drew was supposed to interrupt, but only after the match had ended.
From
But
which spot do you think he got his head wrong?
probably during the actual Falcon Arrow or final Falcon Arrow. Because the Falcon Arrow, like, this was not the planned finish. The Falcon Arrow has never been Seth Rollins' finish, right? It's one of his signatures, not his finish. So I think what it was Drew was probably already ready because he was going to make the cash in no matter what. But I think he was supposed to cash in later. They realized, they fucked up, right? So they're like, no, press the thing now. And then they made it a triple threat on the fly. I think that was what happened.
I tend to agree with you. I also feel like if you're going with this potential that is because of him getting spiked on the Falcon Arrow, Damien is way taller than Seth, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest problems or potential mishaps that you can cause from a pile driver is that if the guy is taller than you, you might try to calculate like, okay, just nice, I will protect his head. But sometimes you never really estimate properly, and then because of him being too tall, his head hits first before you actually get to control it.
The Falcon Arrow is not a pile driver per se. It's more of a flat back, right? But but if he's too tall, he might have angled him, a bit salala. But accidents happen. This is pro wrestling, so.
I knew it was an accident when during the press conference, Triple H almost admitted as much. He was saying things like, I mean, if you guys are gonna shit on him for this one mistake where he did this incredible match, come on, like give this guy a chance. So it was a botch lah. Sure.
I feel bad because Damien Priest has had several botches already, actually, his matches, and I feel like
my god, remember the Leon one where he got his trapped?
And I don't know what it is like, but the poor guy keeps getting like shit thrown. His like universe don't like him or whatever it is. Like, I don't know. Maybe they can spin it into a storyline, but I think that's exactly what happened. Of course, CM Punk showing up, we kind of expected that, and he screwed Drew again, right? It's all to build up that eventual blow off.
So I think 3 times screwed up is enough. I think they need to start pulling the trigger on that match soon, right?
Also, okay, like SummerSlam is the next one, right? That's Is Bad Blood first or SummerSlam?
No, SummerSlam. Bad Blood is in October.
So they're obviously setting up SummerSlam. Now you have this stipulation on Raw where Drew was suspended, so he can't show up, right? So you have some distance between the two, let it simmer a little bit more. As we lead up to SummerSlam, then they'll start interrupting each other, I'm sure, on Raw.
I think Drew is the most justified heel they've ever had in WWE history. Like, everything he does is justified, is valid. I understand why he's so angry. And they are so smart because even though CM Punk is the de facto babyface in this situation, but they let him play into the fact that he's kind of a dick.
That's the thing, right? Like with Drew and with CM Punk, I swear, depending on the crowd, they could just switch anytime they want.
Correct. And I feel like all the AEW fans who hate CM Punk would like be rooting like crazy for Drew. Come on, Drew, beat up this guy's ass, right? And then like all the CM Punk fans will be like, fuck lah, hilarious. This is CM Punk doing CM Punk thing. So
it's one of those situations where they properly transcended heel face.
Not
in
the right way.
In the right way. Not like how they do in AEW where 1 week you're face, 1 week you're heel. No. This is truly it's great. This is legit layered storytelling is what it is.
And they target and hit all the fan bases because you remember at the start of the year, the hottest potential feud was Seth Rollins and CM Punk. They thought that we forgot about it.
I know Seth. I wish Seth didn't come out and like get in CM Punk's face on Raw because I saw the clips on Instagram, right? Because I was hoping that they would let it simmer a bit. Because, okay, after CM Punk screws Drew, it screwed up the ending of the match. So
it plays into the stipulation as well, right?
Yes, So Damien Priest retains. So now you have a situation where Seth got screwed out of the title. And so Seth has a bone to pick with CM Punk, going back to his previous hatred of CM Punk. Technically, Damien Priest has something against CM Punk because Damien Priest wanted to win this clean. You can even argue that, CM Punk causing the interference made it so that he couldn't prove himself. So technically, you can even set up a Damien Priest versus CM Punk somewhere. Do you see how beautiful this is? Like, this one thing serving the main feud has actually grown like the little pathways to all the other feuds as well. And I don't know if you saw this on Raw. I think this was kind of stupid. First of all, Seth confronted CM Punk, so they're already pushing that angle. But also Seth had an interaction with Damian Priest. He shook his hand, and then Damian Priest took back that stipulation, the gentleman's agreement.
Oh, so he said that if you want to challenge me, you can.
You can.
Like,
yeah. I thought that was like, why walk back the stipulation? Like that made no sense to me.
It would make sense only if this is helping to push Damian back to babyface territory. Like they are slowly inching him back to be the babyface character. I think maybe that's why. And maybe that's planting the seeds for him leaving Judgment Day. That could be also another reason. But one thing I wanted to just say also, how ironic is it that the more interesting world title picture is actually the Raw side?
Yes! No, but why not? Because, the Universal title had its shine for like the past 3-4 years. Now it's time to shift focus, right? Roman Reigns is gone, and right now Cody, look, I don't know why people are so upset. Cody deserves this, and from everything that I've read online and fan cams and stuff like that, the guy truly loves his fans. He will go out of his way to stick around after events are over, to hug his fans, to sign, to take photos. Why not give, these people who complain on the internet, No,
I like the thought of having one very steady, stable champion in Cody, and then another one where the title seats are all over Chapalang, whatever the fuck is going on. It has some variety, right?
Yeah, no, it's great. Exactly. So okay, I did it. Despite the botch, I actually enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the finish, even though it's quite, it was quite predictable. I like that it also now spawns several different paths forward.
Yeah. My only thing is I feel like Seth Rollins, on his own, he's not compelling, unfortunately, in my opinion. I feel like he is, he's suffering from the Triple H problem. Triple H is the best 1B character.
Oh, yeah.
But he will never be the main eventer. And
true.
Edge also have the same problem. Edge is a great 1B,
but
the
never
foil.
1A.
And that has been proven in AEW. So
because they don't have a 1A in AEW.
Exactly. So I think Seth Rollins, but there's always a spot for someone like him though.
But no, for sure. Now the thing is, I kind of wish he would stayed away for a bit longer. I know why they brought him back. He was needed in this role, but I also wish they took him away for a little bit longer so that we'll get more excited when we did see him again.
Bro, let him go for 18 months, man. Give him a Randy Orton.
Exactly.
But there's no one to fill that role. That's why he was back.
Yeah. Let's talk about the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, Naomi, Zoe Stark. Okay, how long before we see Zoe Stark go back to NXT?
Well, if you watch Raw, I feel that there is a way out for her.
Okay.
Apparently, they are recreating a female version of the Shield. Apparently, Zoe Starks and Shayna Baszler. Remember all this while, if you've been watching Raw, they are being courted by Sonya Deville.
Yeah. So now the three of them?
Yeah, the three of them apparently just went roughshod and destroyed Damage Control, bro. So
good. Damage.
That's like a feud that they're having. So
Damage Control needs an absolute rebrand. I really like Lyra and. Okay, you know who the standouts were in this one?
Yeah, tell me.
It's always the one that is not the quote unquote main star, right? So Chelsea Green,
of course,
Home Country, of course. I think Chelsea Green is one of those personalities that has sort of been there, and even though her gimmick was a bit like what the fuck for a while, you can tell she's just put everything into it, and at some point I hope she gets her shine. I really do.
Bro, Chelsea Green gets it.
Yeah.
Some wrestlers, they know how this game works.
Yeah.
But I've always seen it from, I'm not being sexist, right? But I always see it from the guys. The guys know how to play the game.
Yeah.
But I've actually never seen it from a girl, how they can play the game in such a great way. And I think Chelsea gets it. And I think
excuse me? Chelsea!
Yes, Chelsea Green. I'm gonna do it. But also I think because I watched her interview with Chris Van Vliet, right? And she literally said that. She said I don't need to be a MMA fighter with 300 moves and all this aura. I can be a diva, and I think there is a place to be a diva and play this conniving heel who's like scared of heights or like
Yeah.
want to be scared. Like she loves the character aspect of it.
She gets it.
Yeah, she gets it. So I think that's the simplest way to say. Like she understands what wrestling needs and she knows how to play her role to perfection. Kudos to her.
If I were to tell you to describe Chelsea Green to a non-wrestling fan as a character, it's very easy to do it. Oh, she's a wrestling Karen. She's the Karen.
Exactly.
Like, it's so easy, right?
Yeah.
Can you describe Lyra Valkyria to me?
She
Bird lady.
she loves birds.
Exactly. Like,
bird
what?
woman.
Bird lady. You know?
What was she? Raven or crow or something?
It's supposed to be something specific to the Irish culture, but that is not widely. But everyone knows what a Karen is.
Yeah. I think she was a standout. I think clearly she was a standout, and unfortunately, being the standout, you are not destined to win.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah. But we also love Tiffany Stratton, so I'm not against this victory, right?
It's one of those, like, okay, they understand, they realize that, like, she's super hot right now. Even though she's a heel, people are cheering for her. So let's give her the money in the bank. It feels like a wait and see.
Yeah.
Does it not?
Yeah, I like Tiffany in this role. Let her cook, as the kids would say. And I think in the press conference she want to bedazzle it and like let her go all out with this.
Actually, to what you said earlier, we talked about how the men's Money in the Bank, it's fine that they quote unquote wasted it because there are so many strong storylines already. In this case, there are not that many strong storylines in the women's division. That's why having the Money in the Bank looming over Bailey is a storyline in and of itself.
That's why it
works.
Yes. Threat, yeah. So right now, while Tiffy can like hang around in the background and Nia Jax can do her match with Bailey, but there's also that threat of like Chelsea Green still wanting to be there.
Tiffany might cash in. I'm sure she'll on SmackDown she'll bedazzle the shit out of the case. It'll be a whole thing.
Correct, and don't forget, we still have Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair looming around. Even though yes, they are in the tag team title picture, but if they were to have their feud or blow off, it's always there. So like, I feel like I think what Triple H does well is he's going back to the Attitude Era approach where everyone has a character, has a story.
Yeah,
things are happening for them.
And they interweave with each other so that whenever two people fight, it never feels like why the hell are they fighting? It makes no sense,
Yeah, Jason, to your point, AEW's biggest thing is why are they fighting?
Yeah, why are they fighting? No
why
reason.
is MJF fighting?
Okay, and like to your point as well, I think Io Sky did very well as well, but yeah, Damage Control, they absolutely 100% need to rebrand. All right, let's move on to the main event. We don't have too much time left because I have to run off very soon. Let's talk about the Bloodline or the fake Bloodline. What is it? Yes. What did we call it last week?
What do you call it? The OG? No, not the OG. The new
wannabe Bloodline, whatever. Anyway, Solo, Jacob, and Tonga Loa. Okay, like
poor Tonga Loa.
I was so ready to come in and just like dunk on Tonga Loa, but the poor guy took that one, like, that spill to the commentary table that might have like concussed him.
That hit bump, I think the thing that got him, because I saw him tapping the ass.
I tapped the ass. Okay. Versus Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton.
Fucking funny, bro.
Why?
It's like a attaboy, tap the ass.
Poor Tonga Loa. Okay, you know what? The whole way through, I was like, okay, he actually makes a good, like, bouncer. Like, the guy just stands there, does nothing. Because in the ring, I don't know if it's because of social media, but I can't escape those clips of him doing the 619 or the fake chop.
I cannot. To me, the workers in this new Bloodline, I really think is still Tama Tonga and Fatu. Like Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, I think for this debut, I think he did a great job. They didn't give him away too much.
No, I was about to say this because at first I was like, I wish I saw more of his moveset. But then I was like, okay lah, actually you don't need to show too much. You just be menacing Kennedy. Yeah. And Tama, okay, I feel bad for Tama Tonga because like he's been presented well, but he is also another guy like I don't really like get much out of his matches.
Yeah, I get you. But I think what Jacob does is he really adds so much flavor to this new blood. Now they got personality.
Yeah.
Just by his face. That fucking meme. And also the whole, I think even him no selling Randy's vintage DDT.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. I love it.
People forgot Samoans and Tongans supposed to have very hard heads, right?
Yeah. Bro, I know it's a stereotype, but yeah, I mean, why not lean into it, right?
That's a throwback. Like if you grew up in the 80s watching wrestling, you understand. I understood immediately. Oh wait, he's Samoan. Of course, that doesn't hurt him.
Yeah, like Haku or Alpha and Sika, like with their menacing hairs and all. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And I think the thing about Jacob is like he leaned out for this debut, right?
Yeah.
But he still feels larger than life, right?
Okay, yes, but I hate that he looks small compared to Randy Orton. Like, the fact that Randy Orton is the way he is now is actually a detriment to a lot of these guys. Because, you know, when Randy faced off against Jacob, I was like, oh my god, Randy is massive.
Bro. And then remember, I think there was this social media post saying that, you know, Randy, he was being announced as 265, and then he was like, come on, I'm like 290 at least, you know, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Why I love Randy so much is, right, like, he's a dick, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine him and his size now in AEW?
Oh, bro, he's
the head coach teacher, bro. Look at all the kids.
Yeah. He's like the only man in that whole company. Anyway, this match made sense. It was to establish the bloodline. We all know that the bloodline needed that key, that that marquee victory. And in a match that technically has no stakes, it's just a 6-man tag, right? There's no championship on the line. It made sense for them to win here, no?
Yeah. And I think Solo really needed a huge signature win to establish himself as the main guy. I mean, they just came off destroying Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
He needed that victory. And now I can feasibly see Solo challenging Cody for the title. It makes sense now.
Yes, it does. They've sort of built it up to that. Now, the question is, right, does Roman Reigns make his return at SummerSlam? Or... like, you know, that's obviously the goal, right? Or is that too soon?
I want to say it's too soon because I feel like they can still play with Jacob and the dynamics and all that for at least a few more months.
Yeah.
But knowing WWE, I think they want to make a big moment on SummerSlam, and I think the return of Roman Reigns would actually bring this up to the next level. But my problem is, if you pull the trigger on Roman Reigns in SummerSlam, is there enough storytelling from SummerSlam to next year WrestleMania? No? You get what I mean?
Exactly. Like, if you brought back Roman for Royal Rumble, at least, okay, that makes sense, right? Like, now you have a shorter ramp.
Yeah,
but
and give that guy a break, bro. He has been carrying coming for fucking 4 years.
Survivor Series. I mean, there's still The Rock. There's Rock Cody. There's Solo Cody. There's Roman versus Rock. There's just so many permutations right now. And this is the best position they could find themselves in.
Yeah. Bro, I can't wait to play WWE 2K, man. I gotta fucking do some career mode or GM mode shit, man.
There you go. So that was a 6-man tag. And once again, okay, very quickly, Tonga Loa, he came in to do the low
The what?
The low blow. We gotta talk about the low blow. It was the highlight.
Bro, I thought I don't want to embarrass him somehow, but sure, you can talk about it somehow. Why not?
So, okay, poor guy, probably like woozy, concussed, whatever, right? Goes for the low blow. The first one, for whatever reason, he no energy. Looked like he was fondling.
Bro, he was tapping his ass, bro. Oh dear God. Okay, bro, we gotta clip this whole clip, man. Fucking hell.
And then he did it a second time. I don't know if you saw the opposite angle where he low blow, right? He punched Tama Tonga in the head.
He whacked Tama Tonga in the head. Hey, fuck, sir. If I was the brother, I was like, hey, fuck you lah, bro. You just chibai. Damn chibai.
Tongaloa, please get well. Oh, I died. I was like, oh my god, this is the worst thing. It's the most hilarious thing. Poor guy, though.
Yeah. Okay lah, but we need one lovable guy in the bloodline. I think someone that we can poor thing, the Titus O'Neil of bloodline.
From fondling Kevin Owens' ass to punching Tama Tonga in the face.
Fuck lah, this guy.
I lost.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, yes, we'll try to control a second.
And then, so I know a lot of people didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it from a pure storytelling production standpoint, I will give this whole production. You know what? I'll give it an 8. Screw it. I'll go against the grain. I'll say it's an 8.
Nice.
I enjoyed it.
I get it and I enjoyed it. But I would say I enjoyed Clash at the Castle more.
Okay.
So probably I'll give this a 7. And also we didn't even talk about the fact that John Cena was on the show and Trish Stratus was on the show as well.
Oh my god. Okay, Trish Stratus was Trish Stratus lah. Whatever lah. Toronto hometown. John Cena comes out, announces his retirement. At first I was like, cannot be he's retiring like then. But no, it's an announcement of a retirement tour, essentially, right? So here's the crazy thing. Now leading into Netflix WrestleMania, Raw on Netflix, you got John Cena involved somehow as well.
Bro, now you got the John Cena retirement storyline.
Yeah.
You got Rock, Cody Rhodes, Rock, Roman Reigns.
Solo versus like the entire Bloodline saga. You got the Judgment Day. You got CM Punk, CM Punk, Drew. Holy balls! Woo! We got the Wyatt 6.
Fucking hell, Wyatt 6 also was on Raw today, and actually freaking Bo Dallas appeared backstage. So.
Dude, WWE is absolutely cooking right now. Absolutely cooking.
Absolutely cooking. And you know what? A lot of people can appreciate it and learn from WWE. And you know what? That's the thing. I want all the promotions to learn from WWE. Even if like you stand on your own, have your own niche, right?
Yeah.
But like certain things, I think definitely people can, and that's why maybe they are the industry leader, right?
Yeah. Okay, so John Cena, we'll very quickly touch on it because he did mention he has like 30 to 40 dates, which means, he's gonna have a full-ass run all the way into late 2025.
Yeah, and he did say he's gonna wrestle Royal Rumble for the last time, Elimination Chamber for the last time, WrestleMania for the last time. My question is he gonna win the title for the last time, 70? So basically break the record for Ric Flair. Do you think WWE gonna pull the trigger on that?
I think yes. And actually, honestly, I would like him to. If anybody, let it be John Cena.
A better representative for the future generations. Right?
Yeah, when you look back in the history books, right? Like, Ric Flair, what he did was iconic, no doubt. But he also has a lot of like ton of baggage. Whereas Cena is clean cut, he had a few questionable things, but that was in his youth. Like everything from his WWE run onwards, right, he's been that guy. He's been such a corporate guy. He's done he's like the Make-A-Wish ambassador that has the most wishes granted. Like he's literally the most iconic WWE wrestler ever.
Yeah, I feel like I think that would be a great way for you to crown his career. Maybe go into the Hall of Fame next year. I mean that would be great and possible. One question I posed to our Instagram followers as well. I think I wanted to ask you, who should he face next year that he has never faced before?
Wow, Austin Theory again. Honestly, I don't know. It's interesting to like.
Okay, I know he might have faced Cody Rhodes like last time, maybe like random 6-man matches.
Yeah.
But I would love to see a proper passing of the torch, Cody Rhodes and John Cena match.
Like a shake hand match lah. Like they actually like do it face v face.
Yeah, even if it's for the title, if it's like a one-time challenge and Cena fails also, I don't mind. I think that would be a beautiful storyline.
Maybe he can put over Damian Priest. Finally, Priest has his. Why? Hey, Div, you see this foreign? No,
come on.
You talk about a match that has never happened before. Damian Priest, how better to cement his legacy than to have John Cena do the honors for him?
Yeah, I wouldn't. You know who else I would love to see him fight against?
Who?
Braun Breaker.
Ooh, okay. Gunther.
Oh, that one is his retirement because after that he died already. After that, he chopped off. Gone.
Hey, Dominic Mysterio.
Wow, Cena and Eddie bringing it back, huh?
Yeah. And in this case, he can beat up Dominic Mysterio because he's, a heel.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so I'm loving the matches and potential. I would throw in one more guy, and I feel like it's a bit of a it's not really random lah, but I just wanna see that visual, right?
Okay.
I want to see him fight Ludwig Kaiser.
Oh, okay, random, but I like it. I'm here for it.
I'm not against it, but okay, let me explain to you the storyline, right? I feel This is super stereotype, but for some reason, right, I always feel that John Cena does well against foreigners. You know, Cena, Rusev,
Yeah.
Cena, Umaga, like he's like the prototypical American hero. I like that old school American hero fighting the foreign heel.
Yeah.
And
He personifies Americana.
Yeah, and I think Kaiser can do a good Dolph Lundgren impression and like bring Rocky down for a bit, like just
Well-
in his promos alone.
Well, okay, how about we start off with Kaiser, just to give Kaiser a bit of a rub as well, and then we move on to Gunther, because Gunther is also a foreign heel.
Remember when John Cena make fun of Rene Dupree and Sylvain Grenier?
Yeah.
Fifi the PP,
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun. That's just my personal opinion.
No.
Yeah.
WWE is a global entity now. They're doing PLEs. You can't run the Americana stuff anymore.
Bro, come
not so
on.
obviously. Not so obviously.
Okay lah, Cena and Kaiser at Bash at Berlin. Let's go.
Wow. Okay.
Let's go.
I don't know about that. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting moving into Netflix WWE. Okay, so and I talked about the post show earlier as well. Like they're even doing stuff on the post show. They're cutting in between the commentators and the press conference. So it's not just press conference, because I think they realize that during the press conference, you know, when they do the setup and then all the things, it gets a bit boring, right? Like you're just waiting. Now they intersperse it with shit happening at the
Very smart.
post-event show table with Wade Barrett and Jackie Redmond. So I like I said, I watched the entire press post-event thing like no problem. It served the storyline as well. It's not just a bunch of people coming out talking about how they love working with each other, like, you know, giving away the business. I will say this though. I noticed they're trying with different people. So, okay, people like CM Punk, of course, Triple H himself, CM Punk, Cody, they know, like, okay, those are the guys can talk, they know how to sell, they understand the business, let them have free reign. Once in a while, they will inject in a Tiffany Stratton, let her try.
Yeah, I get you.
Tiffany Stratton felt lost. Like when
she needed help. She needed help.
A lot of help. So I like, okay, you try her once, okay, fuck off. Like you notice they cut off Tiffany Stratton one very fast.
Yeah, I get you. But I think this is another way to train your mic speaking skills, right?
Exactly. No, that's exactly it. They did it with Jade and Bianca one time. So it's just such a professional product. So from that point of view, as a viewer watching something that's a polished product, I appreciate it. And because you know me, like going back to talking about, like, I'm such a perfectionist at all these things as well. I appreciate it.
I just can't wait for WWE to go to Netflix, and I can kind of tell. When we can start telling, you know, our friends, family members, hey, WWE Netflix, you wanna watch or not? You know, that kind of thing.
Bro, now when the wife and I at night nothing to watch and we're scrolling through Netflix, I can actually go to, because previously I'm like, hey, let's watch wrestling. She's like, no, I gotta go to a new app, right? You know,
okay.
But it's literally gonna be there on the homepage. I'm like, just watch that. Then she'll okay.
There you go,
know what I mean, right?
Go.
Because to be honest, right, on Netflix, some of the shows that we discover are like just random. We are just scrolling through shit. What is this? I'm watching this show right now. Cheat. I never heard of it before. It's a game show. It's called Cheat. You're supposed to cheat. And
Nice.
I literally found it on the navigation tab.
The homepage, yeah. Great concept, I guess.
So anyway, there you go. That's WWE. Okay, let's very quickly jump into NXT Heatwave. I know you enjoyed it. What are some of the standouts to you?
Okay, I'm not gonna talk about every match, don't worry.
Yeah.
But I feel like, okay, first off, right off the bat, let's talk about the main event. Fatal 4-way match. They had Sean Spears inside it. They had a new guy, the Javon Evans. They have Ethan Page. And here's the crazy thing. I think what is the NXT MO right now, right? They're just gonna try shit, right?
Yep.
They're gonna try shit, and they're gonna do things that, okay, everyone expect Trick Williams gonna have a long title run. Nah, Shawn Michaels like, fuck this, I'm gonna try one time. Ethan Page fuck shit up, right? And then he fuck shit up and then end the show with Joe Hendry tease.
Yeah,
like
I know, right? Like,
what the fuck?
Look,
it's incredible, right?
They are able and willing to do this stuff, and they can because they are quote unquote the indie, right? AEW cannot because they are not an indie. I mean, they are an indie, but that's their main show.
Their flagship, right?
Yeah, their flagship.
Agreed. And I think that's the beauty of having developmental, where they are rough around the edges, right? Like, I would say, for example, Obafemi and Wesley, right?
Yeah.
I still think Obafemi is very raw. Like he's Ahmed Johnson raw.
No,
I'm
but
not
you
saying
can,
he's bad.
yeah, no, you can tell that, okay, there is a huge future for this guy if he can hone his craft. And this
Correct.
is where he hones his craft. And Wesley was the perfect guy to do it because Oba is this huge powerhouse. Wesley
Yeah.
is bumping for him like mad.
Yeah, it's like, for example, right, okay, if you play FIFA or like you're a football fan, then you see this like incredibly unpolished gem of a player playing for like fucking Brighton or Wolves. And then in my head, you're like, man, I can't wait when he gets picked up by like freaking Manchester or City or, you know, like Real Madrid. You know, like this guy has the potential to play for that big club, right?
Yes,
So it's the
yes.
same concept with Obafemi.
Yep.
And I feel Obafemi, once he gets it all together, bro, Braun Breaker Obafemi.
I thought you were going to say Obafemi versus Omar. The in a Nigerian street fight or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's okay lah. I think it's okay.
The less we see of Omar's, the
it's
better.
better. Yeah, Obafemi,
Yeah.
So Obafemi was fine. Obafemi was a good match. Wesley, I think even in defeat, I think he's ready to even go to the main event picture. Like he has
I agree.
that great connection with the crowd. And we know his story, his character. He left for why he came back. I think it's a great story. Can we just quickly talk about our favorite spot fest of the event?
You talk about Kehlani Jordan and Sol Ruka. So we talked about how they are both the NIL graduates, right? Where they are both gymnasts. So like I'm like, so I think who was it? Was it Ricochet who tweeted like this is like Ricochet Osprey but the woman version?
Somebody did like a side by side, of them doing the moves, and and I think the storyline, the funny thing was like Dave Meltzer did a breakdown review and he shitted on that match, and then everyone was like, "Fuck you!" Like you literally praised Osprey and Ricochet for the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna still be objective, right? It was a flippy shit match.
Yes.
I don't enjoy flippy shit matches. Not a fan, right? But I could stomach this because this was the flippy shit match of the night. It was the only main flippy shit match. You get what I mean?
Yeah. And again, this is their, like, to your point, this is their indie developmental. This is where they get to try this shit out. And, so they will have this in their back pocket one of these days where they can show off on a highlight reel when they finally make the, main roster.
Yeah. For example, right, like when a big time WrestleMania match, Seth Rollins pulls out a Phoenix Splash 450, right?
Yeah.
Incredible, amazing.
Yeah.
That is the moment to do it.
Yeah.
But don't do it on a Wednesday random night on, Dynamite. That's the problem, right?
No, that's exactly it, right? So this is akin to like Brock Lesnar doing a shooting star press on OVW, but never doing it on Raw. He only brought it out for WrestleMania. Unfortunately, he freaking broke his neck doing it, but that's neither here nor there. So it was fun. Yeah, it was fun for what it was, and it was a flippy shit match. But to be fair too, like I feel like I know more about Kehlani Jordan and Sol Ruka than I know about Ricochet and Will Ospreay.
Because it was being presented, like, do you know the stories? NXT does a job of telling the stories, right?
Yeah, they had the whole package, their history in gymnastics, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Even, okay, for example, another random match, right? Like, I mean, not random, but Roxanne Perez defending her title against Lola Vice, right? Lola Vice, even if you do not know anything about her, in that 2-minute promo package, I know, this girl used to be in MMA, this girl is like a Latina, she dances and she like beats people up. Like, okay, enough,
understand.
Enough to know what's the story, right?
Yeah.
And I like Roxanne, but I have a preference for Cora Jade. Cora Jade is more of my type of girl.
You know what it is with Roxanne, right? This is because this is, like, once again, they're developmental. Everyone needs to go through their face and heel runs to let them practice.
Yeah.
Roxanne doesn't work as a heel. I feel like she's... Okay, going back to the horror, you need to go and watch this promo, bro, where they were in the ring. And Lola Vice is like getting emotional, talking about her mother and all that kind of thing. She played mother card. No. But the whole way through, when they were doing it, I was like, oh my God, this is like community theater act, the worst acting I've ever seen.
I wanted to say, like, I just remember, the whole behind the scenes documentary with WrestleMania 40, right?
Yeah.
They should have added a whole segment about how they all play father and mother.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did play father, huh? Play grandfather, play all this. But no, like, I love their match. I hate their promo. I hated their in-ring. It was the worst fucking promo I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and you know that's the thing, right? You can laugh at it because what? It's developmental. If you want
Yes.
like serious, like top quality world class shit, yeah, you still got the main roster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
these two need to and like I said, I think Roxanne is poorly cast as a heel. She is a through and through babyface. Like, you know how some people are just better at a certain role?
Yeah,
I think
for
she's
sure.
better as a babyface.
Yeah, but let her go through this period, and I
Yeah.
think her eternal rival Coraje will be back, and she'll be
Mm.
the main, badass girl. Yeah, so I'm fine with that. Any thoughts on Nathan Fraser and Axiom as a tag team, bro?
I'm starting to grow on them. Like, it's funny because immediately when I see their interactions, I'm like, oh, Aussie, like, you know, from Grapplemax. Like, you know, you have the one who's just trying to be a bit more yaya, a bit doing extra shit on the side. No, it's not exactly the same, but it has the feels of it. Like, you know, Nathan
Yeah.
Fraser is going after the speed championship and then not
Yeah.
focusing 100%, but they still pull it off.
I see. Yeah, I'm a fan. I like Nathan Fraser and Axiom together. Like
Yeah.
that's, and also they also have a bit of tension in between them, so I like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Duke Hudson, bro. Duke Hudson and Chase U, they are cute, but like they have connection with the audience. But again, we've seen it with Alpha Academy. There's a ceiling to this gimmick, right?
Yes.
You'll never
Yes.
get more than this. One thing I'm a bit annoyed, bro.
Ah.
Why this Lexis King move on already got new feud and our boy Dante Chen got no presence on the show?
Oh, he got a packet. He got a package. So
I mean,
did
yeah, he does.
did you go to the toilet to see his wait, what package are we
Wait,
talking
what?
about? Video
Wait.
package, bro.
Okay.
I saw. Maybe you went to
Yes.
the toilet. You didn't notice it, but they did have a video package to sort of highlight his feud with Lexis King. So
Yes.
yeah, but he doesn't have a feud moving on because to your point, Lexis King and Tony D'Angelo are gonna feud next.
Yeah, so I'm a bit worried, right? Okay, it's fine. You package him or you give him a shine, but what's next? I just want him to be involved in
Yeah.
stories, right?
Yep, we all do.
Yeah. So, but again, amazing. The fact that he's there, he's in this spot, he's in the mix. That's
Yeah.
the best we can hope for.
And of course, once again, the main event, Ethan Page. Okay, so he wins, but in a very like he didn't win. And we
Wait.
haven't seen one of these sort of finishes in a long time, right? Because it was Trick who hit him with the trick shot. He falls on top of, was it Javon Evans?
Javon Evans, yes.
Yeah, he
And then
falls and then he was like knocked out, but he got the pin.
Yeah, and Trick got pulled down by Sean Spears, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like when now
It was-
Trick has to chase, right?
Yeah. It was a fun, creative finish to something that might have been like, oh, okay, what? You know?
Yeah. And honestly, I actually thought Heatwave was better than Battleground from a few weeks back.
Yep.
Like
Agree.
I felt Battleground was, I think they're trying to play too much into the UFC Apex Arena gimmick,
Yeah.
but it was less about the wrestling and the storyline. But this one, with Ethan Page, in the mix, I like when NXT Black and Gold, right, had like a established star.
Yep.
Mixing it with like the up and comer, like like maybe the champion is a new guy, like maybe like the Velveteen Dream,
Yeah.
but then they got like a established star like Ciampa or like
Yes.
Aleister Black to kind of help him level up. That's what I think they're trying to do with Trick Williams, where he's gonna have opponents who are veterans, right?
Yep.
Sean Spears, Ethan Page to help him level up, and in the same time, people who are underappreciated like the Ethan Pages gets his shine.
And all of a sudden, I know who this Javon Evans is. Because 2 weeks, I will be real honest. Like, was it 3 weeks ago? Or, I mean,
Yeah.
Battlegrounds, was Javon Evans even there? He wasn't, right?
Honestly, I can't remember. He came out of nowhere to me.
Yeah, he had some backstage thing with Sean Spears, and there's this whole other faction like the Metaphor and Javon, like all of them. I'm like, who the hell are these people? But suddenly, I know who this guy is because he's like the Ginna in this Fatal 4-Way.
So Javon is the standout from Metaphor, right? That's what I'm trying.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he is, right?
I
And then
guess.
of course Lash Legend is also one of them, but whatever. But yeah, like you say, he was the standout, the breakout, like the Andrade and Carmelo Hayes of this match, right?
Yeah.
Flying around doing all his shit. So yeah, you gotta have people like him taking his shot, and chance.
Absolutely, and they made him, or at least made a name of him in the process. So there you go. That was NXT, a great weekend for pro wrestling from WWE. You would rate this higher than Money in the Bank? You give it a 8?
I would give it 7.5. I'm not saying
Okay.
like it's so much better. It's just that I think every match felt that like I could enjoy the in-ring part, and also I could enjoy the stories going ahead. And of course the Ethan Page thing, like really the legitimate surprise of the weekend. Like
Yeah.
nobody expected him to win the title, and he
Yeah.
did. So
Well,
I loved it.
that wasn't the last surprise of the night, though.
Ooh,
Just like the 2 clip, they didn't even play the song. It was just a photo.
say his name, man. He
Oh.
appears.
Okay.
I believe in Joey Andre.
So they are milking this, and you see, this is the difference. I hate to harp on this, right? But it's like AEW. What they'll do is they'll just bring him in for one random match, have it at wherever, and then he'll disappear.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
That's AEW's MO. Whereas like they are building this. They're
Bro,
on NXT.
Case in point, Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, exactly. Shows up, has a match, F's off. Like, huh?
Once a year, bro.
Yeah,
Once a year.
why? Like, or Pat, or who else? What's that? Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk.
Yeah. But anyway, let's talk about the good things. Like, yeah, so I think I'm very interested to see again going into the summer. NXT got so much stories.
Yeah.
And in the main event season, it's gonna be very, very exciting. So, bro, like, you know what? Like, okay, even if AEW goes into All In, right, which they're gonna build up to that hype, it's gonna be a big show. So I am actually very curious to see how they will counter program WWE's like hot summer,
Bro,
and also build their own storylines as well.
They don't need to counter anything. They need to work on themselves. That is the most important thing. They need to tell good stories and make it so that I need to watch Dynamite. I need to watch the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, I get you. They need to do it, and I think the only way they can do it is by leaning in on the stars that are legit. Like to me, MJF should be the focal point of the show right now. Fucking put him back in the main event scene. Holy shit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Okay, all that said, thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. We appreciate your time here on this Tuesday afternoon. As always, a big shout out to our sponsors. First of all, Lemaq, let's go. Maybe you already had your lunch. You're wondering about tomorrow's lunch, dinner. Hey, go check them out. Just follow them on Instagram first, lemaq.lemaq.
Correct.
Right?
Once again, guys, check out their Bugis store. If you're ever at Arab Street, that area, they have a pop-up there. Do follow them on Instagram. If you follow them and go DM them that say that Kick to the Gut sent you, you will get a free frap. So please check it out if you're in the area. And this is ongoing, so you no need to like right now drop everything and go there. Just go there, after work, over the weekend, go check out their stuff. They are currently promoting their cheese coin as well. Check that out. Their famous Korean coin bread. Very, very interesting. If you like dessert stuff, I'm very curious to check it out. And also this thing called Jasuke. Jasuke Susu Keju, which means sweet corn, condensed milk, mozzarella cheese, bro. Bro,
wow.
I am freaking hungry, bro. I have no idea. They are coming out with new stuff on their menu every time. So on top, and is this on top of the Indonesian, Malay cuisine that they've been putting out as their main stuff. So Young, after my reservice, come, let's have kopi, let's sit there and talk about Lemaq. Let's see what we can do, right?
Let's do it. All right. Also want to give a big shout out to SPW Clash at the Club next Friday evening. We want to see you there. Literally, it's happening at a club, okay? At Balmoral Plaza on the second floor. Ion Club. It's going to be so much fun.
In town.
Nice. Yeah, exactly, right? So Clash at the Club 2. You can go to their Instagram page to find out about tickets. Also, I don't know if anybody has slid into our DMs. I haven't checked yet. But we did mention we have a pair of tickets to give away. Slide into our DMs on Instagram right now and just ask us for a pair of tickets. We will hook you out with a pair of tickets to Clash at the Club. And once that's given away, then be sure to go and, buy your tickets for next Friday lah.
Yes, again, fastest fingers first. Let us know. And next week, we will try our best to get a SPW wrestler on the show to talk more about the event. And maybe you shall see us there as well. So...
Absolutely. And we will next week run through the card and give you a proper preview lah. In the meantime, once again, description is where all our links are. You can head over there for our Discord. Come follow us on Discord and continue the conversation because, the wrestling world, it changes by the day, by the minute, by the hour.
Yeah, shout out as well to our Patreon there on the live ticker. We just had a new Patreon join in, our long-time listener, Gaddafi, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago talking about his experience at Clash at the Castle. He's now joined on the podcast and he gets a complimentary mug, Mr. Young, our Kick to the Gut mug. So,
this one.
there you go. So if you're interested in, joining and supporting us, you want to be a Patreon, you'll be involved in the Singapore Wrestler Top 20 rankings as well as get our merch. So please, guys, join our community. Let's enjoy wrestling together, yeah?
All right. As always, it's Mr. Young.
And it's far in the building. Take care.